Good morning, class. So we are still continuing with quadratic surds, and as of now what we have learned how to add, we have learned how to subtract. In the last class we learned how to multiply. Okay, now those are very basics behind surds. Okay, and the most important thing in surd is to learn the concept of rationalization. This is what we are going to learn today. Okay, and when will rationalization come? When any number or any surd, okay, either of them is divided by a surd. We are now talking about division, let's say, just for example. Okay, so in rationalization we are going to see how, if any number is being divided by a surd, then how do we do the division. Okay, and what is rationalization, that is what we understand. Suppose we take one example. Suppose we have 2 divided by, this is how we write, no, divided by root 5. Now please understand one thing, this is irrational. Okay, irrational means it is not possible for us to divide 2 with root 5, because we cannot have a factor of root 5. Whenever we have a factor of root 5 and we try to divide this, it becomes impossible. Like it becomes something like this, root 5 dividing 2. What would you use? Even if you use 1 and if you write root 5, you exactly don't know what is the value of root 5. How would you subtract this? So it is an idea, it is the concept here is that it is irrational number. Okay, and that's why we are learning rationalization, how to convert this into a rational number. Okay, so that would be our lesson for today. So our step, okay, please learn the step here. This is what was given to us, so we cannot divide. I think that is clear to everybody. So what do is we multiply it with the same root both on the numerator and the denominator at the same time. Okay, this process here, this much, the process that we are taking, this what we are doing is what is called rationalization. See how now the roots will change. Okay, now you see, now do not cancel root 5 and root 5. Okay, otherwise this process, this step would become meaningless. Do not do that. Okay, instead we are going to multiply this and see what we get. 2 into root 5 will give us 2 root 5. Okay, and root 5 into root 5. Okay, they're similar surds. When similar surds multiply or like surds multiply, the root gets cancelled and we have only 5. Now there is no root in the denominator, and you have now changed this irrational into rational. Okay, by removing the root from the denominator. That is the process of rationalization, that you have to remove the surd from denominator. Okay, and remember this not just for this chapter. This chapter is very much relevant in any chapters in mathematics. Whenever you see a surd in the denominator, you have to do the process of rationalization, whether this is this chapter or any chapter you talk about. Okay, first let me know if this is understood, then we move on. Okay.